his crown. His scepter shows the force and temporal power.
What are you doing?
Why, nothing, Mrs. Warner.
You are certainly doing something. You're ruining the scissors, for one thing.
The attributes...
It is really very unfortunate that you girls cannot sit quietly and drink in the words of the immortal bard. Evelyn, go back to your sewing.
I can't get the hem straight on it. I've been trying for 3 weeks, but I just can't do it.
Helen, please help Evelyn with the hem.
She can't ever wear that, Mrs. Mortar.
Try to do something with it. Make some handkerchiefs or something. Be clever about it. Women must learn these tricks. Continue. 'Tis mighty and the mightiest.
'Tis mightiest and the mightiest. It becomes the throned monarch better than his crown. His scepter shows the force of temporal power, the attributes to awe and majesty.
Where are you doing that?
Wherein doth sit the dread and fear of kings.
Can't you imagine yourself as a Portia? Can't you read the lines with some feeling? Some pity? Oh, pity. As Sir Henry said to me many's the time, pity makes the actress. Now, how can't you feel pity?
I guess I feel pity.
You're bad, stupid. How many people in this room are talking? Read the line again. I'll give you the cue.
What is a cue?
A cue is a line or word given the actor or actress to remind them of their next speech.
To remind him or her. Weren't you ever in the movies, Miss Mortar?
I had many offers, my dear. But cinema is a shallow art. It has no fourth dimension. Now, hey, if you'd only try to submerge yourself in this problem, you're pleading with the life of man. But mercy is above this sceptred sway. It is enthroned in the hearts of kings. It is an attribute of God himself. And earthly power doth then show likeness to God's when mercy seasons justice.
Tutor, Fruor, Fungor, Portor, and Vescor take the day. Take the ablative.
You have something to tell the class.
We have a Latin exam this afternoon.
Ah, and you intend to spend the sewing and elocution hour learning what should have been learnt yesterday.
It takes her more than yesterday to learn it.
Well, I cannot allow you to interrupt us like this.
Well, we're finished sewing. I bet you were good at Latin, Mrs. Mortar.
Long ago, my dear. Long ago. Now take your book over by the window and don't disrupt our enjoyment of Shakespeare. Let us go back again. It is an attribute of God himself. And earthly power doth then show likeness to God when mercy sees his justice. But we do pray for mercy, and that same prayer doth teach us all.
You skipped 3 lines.
In my entire career, I've never missed a line.
But you did skip 3 lines. See?
Mary!
You're going to catch it now.
Mary!
Yes, Mrs. Mortar?
This is a pretty time to be coming to your classes, I must say. Even if you have no interest in your work, you might at least remember you owe me a little courtesy. Courtesy is breeding. Breeding is an excellent thing. Always remember that.
Please, Miss Mortar, can I write that down?
Certainly. Suppose you all write it down.
But we wrote it down last week.
Mary, I'm still awaiting your explanation. Where have you been?
I took a walk.
Oh, you took a walk. And are we in the habit, may I ask, young lady, of taking walks when we should be at our classes?
Why, I'm sorry, Mrs. Mortar. I went to get you these flowers. I thought you would like them, and I didn't know it would take so long to take them. Well, you were telling us that you loved flowers, and I thought I would bring you some.
Well, that was very sweet of you, Mary. I always like thoughtfulness. But you must not allow anything to interfere with your classes. Now, run along and fetch your vases and water to put my flowers in. Oh, you may put that book away, Peggy. I'm sure your parents need never fear you're going on the stage.
I don't want to go on the stage. I want to be a lighthouse keeper's wife.
Well, I certainly hope you won't read to him then.
How much longer of Catalan are you going to abuse our patience? Now translate it, and for goodness sake, try to get it right this time.
One master passion in the breast. Like Erin's serpent swallows all the rest. Uo, Uswe, Tandem, Abudere, Abutera.
What's happened to your hair, Rosalie?
It got cut, Miss Ray.
I can see that. It's a new style. It looks as though it's a hole in it.
Oh, Miss White, I didn't mean to do it like that. Rosalie's got funny hair. I saw a picture in the paper trying to do it that way. Oh, Miss Ray, what shall I do? It's short here and it's long here.
Never mind. Come up to my room later. I'll see if I can fix it for you.
And hereafter we'll have no more hair cutting.
Helen, have you found your bracelet?
No, I haven't, and I've looked everywhere.
We'll have another look. It must be in your room somewhere.
Good afternoon, Miss Wright.
Hello, Mary.
Peggy has been reciting Portia for us.
Peggy doesn't like Portia.
I don't think she quite understands.
Well, I don't either. I don't think I do yet. Where'd you get the flowers, Mary?
Oh, she picked them for me. Made her a little late to class, but she heard me say how much I loved flowers, and she went to get them for me. First wildflowers of the season.
But they're not the very first, are they, Mary?
I don't know.
Where did you get them?
Near Conway's cornfield, I think.
It wasn't necessary to go so far. I saw a bunch exactly like them in the garbage can this morning.
No! What a nasty thing to do! And I suppose you have just as a fine excuse as to why you were an hour late to breakfast this morning. And last week. I haven't wanted to tell you these things before, but
There's the bell.
I am in danger on post time. You can remember the rest.
Dry, prone, stuff, super. Don't worry, Lois. You'll come out all right. Wait a minute, Mary. Mary? I've had the feeling, and I don't think I'm wrong, that the girls here were happy, that they liked Miss Dobie and me, that they liked the school. Do you think that's true?
Miss Wright, I have to get my Latin.
I thought it was true, until you came here a year ago. I don't think you're very happy here, and I'd like to find out why. Why, for example, do you find it necessary to lie to us so often?
I'm not lying. I went out walking and I saw the flowers and they looked pretty and I didn't know it was
Stop it, Mary. I'm not interested in hearing that foolish story again. I know you got the flowers out of the garbage can. What I do want to know is why you feel the need to lie out of it.
I did pick the flowers near Conway's. You never believed me. You believe everybody but me. It's always like that. Everything I do is wrong.
You know that isn't true. Look at me, Mary. Mary, look at me. If you feel that you have to take a walk, or that you just can't come to class, or that you'd like to go in the village by yourself, come and tell me. I'll try and understand. I don't say that you should always do exactly what you want to, but I have feelings like those. Everybody has. And I won't be unreasonable about yours. This way, this kind of lying you do makes everything wrong.
I got the flowers near Conway's cornfield.
Well, there doesn't seem to be any other way with you. You'll have to be punished. Take your recreation periods alone for the next 2 weeks. No horseback riding and no hockey. Don't leave the school grounds for any reason whatsoever. Is that clear?
Saturday too?
Yes.
But you said I could go to the boat races.
I'm sorry, but you can't go.
I'll tell my grandmother. I'll tell her how everyone treats me here and the way I get punished for every little thing I do. I'll tell her.
Above her head. Go upstairs, Mary.
I don't feel well.
Go upstairs now.
I've got a pain. I've had it all morning. It hurts right here. It really does.
Ask Miss Dobie to get you some hot water and bicarbonate of soda.
What's a bad pain? I've never had it before.
I don't think it can be very serious.
My heart. It's my heart. It's stopping or something. I can't breathe. Ooh.
Ask Martha to phone Joe.
Do you think heart trouble can be very serious in a child?
Mary. Come on. Come on. Be a good girl.
few hours ago. She probably still is. I told her she couldn't go to the boat races, so she had a heart attack. Where is she? In there, motors with her. Anything really wrong with her? I doubt it. She's a problem, that kid. Her latest trick was kidding her aunt out of a sewing lesson with those faded flowers we threw out. Then she threatened to go to her grandmother with some tale of being mistreated. God, please, Grandma would believe her and take her away. Which would give the school a swell black eye. But we ought to do something. How about having a talk with Mrs. Tilford about her? You want to do it? I hate to do it. She's been so nice to us. Anyway, it really wouldn't do any good. She's too crazy about marriage to see her faults very clearly. And that kid knows it.
How about asking Joe to have a talk with her? She'd listen to him.
But that would be admitting that we can't do the job ourselves.
Well, we can't, and we might as well admit it. We've tried everything we can think of. That girl gets more attention than any 3 girls put together, and we still haven't the faintest idea what goes on inside her head.
She's a strange girl.
That's putting it mildly.
It's funny. We always talk about that child as if she were a grown woman.
It's not so funny. There's something the matter with that kid. That's been true ever since the first day she came here. She causes trouble here. She's bad for the other girls. I don't know what it is. The feeling I've got that there's something wrong somewhere.
All right. All right. We'll talk it over with Joe. Now, what about our other pet nuisance?
My aunt, the actress.
What's she been up to now? Oh, nothing unusual. Last night at dinner, she was telling the girls about the time she lost her trunks in Butte, Montana, and how she gave her best performance of Rosalind during a hurricane. Well, today in the kitchen, you could hear on what Sir Henry said to her.
Wait until she does her head again with her standing on a chair. Sir Henry taught her to do it that way. He said it was a test of great acting.
You must have had a gay childhood.
Oh, I did indeed.
Couldn't we get rid of her soon, Martha? I hate to make it hard on you, but she really ought not to be here.
I know.
We can scrape up enough money to send her away. Let's do it.
I've been very patient about it. I'll have a talk with her this afternoon. It'll probably be a week or 2 before she can be ready to leave. Is that all right?
Of course. Did you get Joe himself on the phone?
He was already on his way over. Isn't he always on his way over here?
Well, I am going to marry him someday.
You haven't talked about marriage for a long time.
I've talked a bit with Joe.
You are thinking about it then? Soon?
Perhaps when the term is over. By that time, we ought to be out of debt, and the school should be paying for itself.
We won't be taking our vacation together then.
Of course we will. The 3 of us.
But I was looking forward to someplace by the lake.
Just you and me, the way we used to at college. Well, now there will be 3 of us. That will be fun, too.
Why haven't you told me about this before?
I'm not telling you anything we haven't talked about often.
But you're talking about it as soon now.
Well, I'm glad to be able to. I've been in love with Joe for a long time. It's a big day for the school. Rosalie's finally put an L in good.
You really are going to leave, aren't you?
I'm not going to leave, and you know it. Why do you say things like that? We agreed a long time ago that my marriage wasn't going to make any difference to the school.
But it's real. You know it will. You can't help it.
That's nonsense. Joe doesn't want me to give up here.
I don't understand you. We worked so damn hard building this thing up, slaving and going without things just to make ends meet. Think about having a winter coat without holes in the lining again. And now we finally have it back on its feet and ready to let it all go to hell.
This is a silly argument, Martha. Let's quit it. You haven't listened to a word I've said. I'm not getting married tomorrow, and when I do, it's not going to interfere with my work here. You're making something out of nothing.
It'd be hard going on alone afterwards.
Oh, for God's sake, do you expect me to give up my marriage?
It's not that, but
Hello, darling. Hi, Martha. What's the best news?
Hello, Joe.
We tried to get you on the phone. Come in and look at your little cousin.
Sure. What's the matter with her now? I stopped over at Bernie's on the way over to look at that little black bull he bought. He's a baby. There's going to be plenty of good breeding done in these hills.
You better come and see her. She says she has a pain in her heart.
Our little Mary pops up in every day's dispatches.
Go and see her. A heart attack's nothing to play with.
Never played with one in my life.
I was asked to leave the room. It seems I'm not wanted in the room during the examination.
What difference does it make?
What difference does it make? Why, it was a deliberate snap.
There's very little pleasure in watching a man use a stethoscope.
Isn't it natural the child should have me with her? Isn't it natural that an older woman should be present during the examination? Very well. If you are so thick-skinned, you must not resent these things.
What are you talking about?
Why in the name of heaven should you be with her?
It's customary for an older woman to be present during an examination.
Tell that to Joe. Maybe he'll give you a job as duetta in his office.
It was I who saved Julia Lancaster's life that time in Buffalo. She had a heart attack. We almost lost her that time. Poor Julia. We went over to London together. She married Robert LaFawn, and not 7 months later he ran off with Eve Clune, who was playing the infant phenomenon in Birmingham.
Console yourself. If you've seen one heart attack, you've seen them all.
So, you don't resent your aunt being snubbed and humiliated?
Oh, Aunt Lillian.
Karen is consistently rude to me, and you know it.
I know that she is very polite with you, and what's more important, very patient.
Patient with me? I have worked my fingers to the bone.
Don't tell yourself that too often, you'll come to believe it.
I know it's true. Where else could you have found a woman of my reputation to give these children voice lessons, elocution lessons? Patient with me. Here I've donated my service.
I was under the impression you were being paid.
I used to earn twice that for one performance.
A gilded days. You're not very happy here, are you, Aunt Lily?
Satisfied enough, I guess, for a poor relation.
But you don't like the school, or the farm, or
I
Karen.
told you at the beginning not to buy a place like this. Burying yourself on a farm. You'll regret it.
We like it here. Aunt Lily, you've talked about going to London for a long time. Would you like to go over?
It's been 20 years and I shall never live to see it again.
Well, you can go any time you like. We can spare the money now, and it would do you a lot of good. You pick up the boat, and I'll get the passage. Well, now that's all fixed. You'll have a grand time with all your old friends, and if you live sensibly, we ought to be able to give you enough to get along on.
You want me to leave?
That's not the way to put it. You've wanted to go for as long as I can remember.
You're trying to get rid of me.
That's it. We don't want you around when we dig up the buried treasure.
So you're putting me out. At my age, nice grateful girl you are.
Oh, my God. How can anybody deal with you? You complain about the school, you complain about the farm, you complain about Karen, and now you finally have what you want, and you're still trying to find something to complain about.
Please, do not raise your voice.
You want to be glad I don't do worse.
I absolutely refuse to be shipped off 3,000 miles away. I'm not going to England. I'll go back to the stage. I'll write my agents tomorrow, and when he has something good for me, I'll go.
The truth is, I'd like you to leave soon. The three of us can't live together, and it doesn't make any difference whose fault it is.
You want me to go tonight?
Don't act, Aunt Lily. You can go as soon as you found a place you like. I'll put the money in the bank tomorrow.
You think I'd take your money? I'd rather scrub floors first.
I imagine you'll change your mind.
No, I should have known. The wise thing to do is stay out of your way whenever he's in the house.
What are you talking about now?
No, never mind. I should have known better. You always take your spite out on me.
Spite? Don't let's have any more of this today. I'm tired. I've been working since 6 o'clock this morning.
Yes, any day he's in the house is a bad
But
day.
who is in the house?
Don't think you're fooling me, young lady. I wasn't born yesterday.
Aunt Lily, the amount of disconnected unpleasantness that goes on inside your head could keep a psychologist busy for years. Now go and take your nap.
I know what I know. Every time a man comes into this house, you have a fit. It seems like you can't stand the idea of them being together. God knows what you'll do when they get married. You're jealous of him, that's what it is.
I'm very fond of Joe, and you know it.
You're fonder of Karen, and I know that. And it's unnatural. Just as unnatural as can be. You were always like that, even as a child. If you had a little girlfriend, you always got mad if she liked anyone else. Well, you'd better find a beau of your own now. A woman of your age.
I want you to get out of here. The sooner you leave, the better. What are you doing there? We were going upstairs, Miss Sylvie, and you stopped long enough to see how we were doing. Did you deliberately listen?
We didn't mean to. We heard
He's
voices.
talking about something nice, young ladies. Just
Go upstairs. We'll talk about this later.
You mean to say you're not going to do anything about that? That's the trouble with these newfangled notions.
You know it's really bad having you around the children.
What exactly does that mean?
It means I don't like them hearing the things you have to say. I'll do something about it. But the truth is that this is their home and things shouldn't be said in it that they can't hear. When you're at your best, do not pretend your ears.
So now it's my fault, is it? Just as I said. Every time that man comes into this house, you think this is...
How's Mary?
Good day, Joseph.
What's the matter with the Duchess?
Just keeping her hand in case Sir Henry is watching from above. What about Mary?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Thought so.
I could have managed a better fate than that when I was 6 years old.
Nothing the matter with her at all then.
No, ma'am, not a thing. Just a little something she thought up.
So silly. She knew we'd have you in. Maybe she's not so bright. Any idiots in the family, Joe? Any inbreeding?
Don't blame her on me. It's another side of the family. You can look at Aunt Amelia and tell. Old New England stock. Never married out of Boston. Still thinks honor is honor and dinner's at 8:30. Yes, ma'am, we're a proud old breed.
Joe, have you any idea what the matter is with Mary? I mean, has she always been like this?
She's always been a honey. Aunt Amelia's spoiling hasn't helped much either.
We're at the end of our rope with her. This kind of thing can't
Aren't you
keep going.
taking this a little too seriously?
Well, I guess I am. If you stay around children long enough, then you won't know what to take seriously either. I do think somebody ought to have a talk with Mrs. Tilford about her.
You wouldn't be meaning me now, would you, Miss Dolby?
Well, Karen and I were talking this afternoon.
Listen, friend. I'm marrying Karen, but I'm not writing Mary Tilford in the contract. Forget Mary for a minute. You and I have got something to fight about. Every time there's anything said about marrying, about Karen marrying me, you... There it is. I'm fond of you. I always thought you liked me. What is it? I know how fond you are of Karen, but our marriage oughtn't to make
How
a
dare
great...
you, Joe? I wish... I'm sorry. I'm a fool. I'm a nasty, bitter old
Shut up.
fool. Your friend has got a nice shoulder to cry on.
He's an admirable man in every way. Well, the angel child is now putting her clothes back on.
The angel child's influence is abroad even when she's unconscious. Her roommates were listening at the door when Lily and I were yelling at each other.
We're going to have to separate those girls.
There's my class. I'll set Peggy and Evelyn down. You talk to them.
All right. Mary?
How's it feel to be back from the grave?
My heart hurts.
Science has failed. Try a hairbrush.
It's my heart and it hurts.
Sit down.
I want to see my grandmother.
Down, girls. I want to talk to you.
We're awfully sorry. We just
I'm
didn't
sorry
really-
too, Peggy. You and Evelyn never used to do things like this. I'm going to have to separate you three.
Oh, Miss Ryan, we've been together almost a year.
It's evidently too long. Now, let's talk about this. Peggy will move into Lois's room, and Lois will move in with Evelyn. Mary, you'll have to go in with Rosalie.
Rosalie hates me.
That's a very stupid thing to say. I can't imagine Rosalie hating anyone.
And it's all because I had pain. If anybody else was sick, they'd be put to bed and petted. You're always mean to me. I get blamed and punished for everything. I do, Cousin Joe, all the time for everything. No! No!
Being unpleasant enough, Miss Wright. Lie here until you stop working yourself into a fit. I've got to go now. She's not going to hurt herself crying. The next time she faints, I would wait until she got tired lying on the floor.
I'll walk to the car with you. Go upstairs now and move your things. Tell Lois to get her stuff ready.
Don't do that. She'll hear you. Who cares if she does? She can hear that, too. Nobody's gonna do. You get the devil now. Dr. Carson gave this to Miss Wright. I guess it was a kind of a lover's gift. People get awfully angry about a lover's gift. Well, leave it alone. She'll never know we did What will you do if I say we did do it? Never mind, I'll think of something else. The wind could have knocked it over.
Here, it's gonna bleed that one.
Don't stop worrying about it. I'll get it. Did you really have a pain? You fainted, didn't I?
I wish I could faint sometimes. I never even worn glasses like Rosalie.
A lot of them get you to faint.
What did Miss Wright do to you in the class left?
Told me I couldn't go to the boat races.
Wow. But we'll remember everything that happened and we'll get you all the souvenirs and things.
I won't let you go if I can't go. But I'll find some way to go. What were you doing?
I guess we shouldn't have done it. We came to see what was happening to you when we heard Miss Dobie and Mortar having an awful row. Then I dropped the book.
A lot of crawling and crying you both did too, I guess.
We were supposed to worry about this, Nate. I got to
I really sorry about everything. What were they saying?
What was who saying?
Dobie and Mortar, silly.
Just talking, I guess.
Fighting, you mean?
About what?
They were talking about Mortar going away to England and how she didn't.
You know, it really wasn't very nice to listen, and I think it's worse to tell.
Oh, you do you? Well, you just don't tell me and see what happens.
Mortar got awfully sore at that and said they just wanted to get rid of her. And then they started talking about Dr. Carter.
What about it?
If Vegas started moving, Miss Wright would be back first thing.
Shut up!
What, really?
They're going to be married and everybody knows.
But everybody doesn't know. Miss Dobie doesn't want you to get married.
I have class soon. If you're going to move your things...
Close the door, you idiot! What do you want?
I'm trying to tell you, if you're going to move your things, not that I want you in with me, you better start right now. Miss Wright's coming any minute.
Who cares if she is?
I'm just telling you for your own good.
We're coming.
No!
Let Rosalie move our things.
You crazy?
It's all right. Evelyn and I'll get your stuff. Come on, Evelyn.
Oh, trying to get out of telling me, huh? But you're not going to get out of it that way. Sit down and stop being such a sissy. Rosalie, you go on up and move my things and don't say a word about our being down here.
And who was your French maid yesterday, Mary Tilford?
You'll do for today. Go on now, Rosalie, and fix our things.
You crazy?
And the next time we go into town, I'll let you wear my gold locket and buckle. You don't like that, won't you, Rosalie?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I'm not talking about anything in particular. You just run along now and remind me the next time to get my buckle and locket for you.
All right. I'll do it this time. But just because I have a good disposition. But don't think you're going to boss me around, Mary Tilford.
Oh, no, indeed. Oh, I did the things that need me, Rosalie. Don't muss my white men and bluers.
Nobody thinks of that. What made her so agreeable?
A little secret we got. Go on now. What else did we say?
Well, Mortar said that Dobie was jealous, and that she was like that when she was a little girl, and that she better get a bow of her own because that was unnatural. And how she never wanted anybody to like Miss Wright, and that was unnatural. Boy, did Miss Dobie get sore at that.
Then we didn't hear any more because Peggy dropped the book. What did she mean Dobie was jealous?
What's unnatural?
For not natural.
It's funny, you know, because everybody gets married.
A lot of people don't. They are too ugly. Oh my God! Rosalie will find that copy of Mademoiselle de Montpet. She'll glad looking thing. She won't say a word. Well, get the book when we move. You can have it. That's what I was doing this morning. Finishing it. There's this one part in it. What part? Wait until you read it. Don't forget to give it to me.
It's a shame about us being moved. I have to go in with Helen, and she blew her nose all night, Lois told me.
It was a dirty trick making us move. She just wants to see how much fun she can take away from you. She hates me.
No, she doesn't. She treats you just like the rest of us, almost better.
Well, that's right. Stick up for your crush. Take her side against
I
mine.
didn't mean it that way.
We'd better get upstairs.
Where's it going?
Rosalie's is so bad.
What's going to happen about the baby?
I don't care about Rosalie. And I don't care about the babes. I'm not going to be here.
Not gonna be here.
I'm going home.
You can't do that.
Can't I? You just watch. I'm not going to stay here. I'm going home and tell Grandma I'm not staying anymore. Tell her I'm unhappy. Well, they're scared of Grandma. She helped them when they first started, you know. And when she tells them something, believe me, they'll sit up and listen. Well, they can't get away with treating me like this. And they don't have to think they can.
You just gonna walk out like that?
Where are you going to tie a grandmother?
Who cares? I'll think of something to tell her. I can always do better on the spur of the moment.
She'll send you right back.
You let me worry about that. Grandma is very fond of me on account my father was her favorite son.
I don't think
I
you
will
want
manage her all right.
I don't think you want to go really married. It's just gonna cause an awful lot of trouble.
What's going to happen about the baby?
Say I did it. It doesn't make a bit of difference anymore to me. Now listen, you two gotta help. They won't miss me before dinner. If you make Rosalie shut the door and keep it shut. Now I'll go through the fields of French's, and then I can get the bus to Homestead.
Or how are you going to get to the streetcar?
Taxi, idiot.
How are you going to get out here in the first place?
I'm going to walk out. You know where the front door is? Or you're too dumb even for that.
Gee, I wouldn't have the nerve.
Of course you wouldn't. You'd let them do anything to you they wanted. Well, they can't do it to me. Who's got money?
Not me, not a cent.
I've got to have at least $1 for the taxi and $10 for the bus.
Where are you going to find it? See, why don't you just wait until you get your allowance on Monday? Then you can go anyplace
I'm
you want.
going today. Now.
Well, you can't walk to Lancet.
You've got money. You've got $2 and 25 cents. Go get it for me.
No, I won't go get it for you. Can I grab money, Mary?
Get it for me.
I won't. Mama doesn't send me much allowance. Not half as much as the rest of you get. I saved you so long. Oh, see, what's my bicycle so bad? I haven't gone to the movies. I haven't had any candy. I haven't had anything the rest of you get all the time. It can be so hard to go upstairs and get me the money. I won't. Ah!